This is the story that has me fired up tonight. The most powerful elected Republican in America is plotting to stop the United States government dead in its tracks, procedurally. On Monday night, Senator Waterloo Jim DeMint warned his fellow senators that he would place a hold on any legislation that had not been cleared by his office before the close of business today. DeMint, as I said a couple of weeks on this program, he's drunk with power, and he is showing it tonight. You see, he's drunk with power after spearheading Tea Party nut jobs like Christine O'Donnell and Rand Paul right into the victory lane, and his Republican primaries across the country where they've had some success. Now he's on a one-man wrecking crew, a one-man mission to shut down the government until Election Day. Now, if DeMint and his Tea Party buddies grab the reins of power, they will shut down the government completely. During one of the worst economic times this country's ever seen. Is that a good answer? Now, let's see. That means no Social Security checks, no food stamps to people who need it, no unemployment benefits, which they really love, and no money left on the table to help create jobs in a tough economy. Now, this is life or death for millions of Americans, and DeMint, well, he's acting like he could care less. It's more about him and his power. In the meantime, President Obama is trying to send a wake-up call to his base. The president told Rolling Stone magazine in an interview to come out on Friday, people need to buck up. It's inexcusable for any Democrat or progressive right now to stand on the sidelines of the midterm election. The president went on to say the idea that we've got a lack of enthusiasm in the Democratic base, that people are sitting on their hands complaining, is just irresponsible. Wow. I wish the president would talk like that to Republicans sometime. But the president, I have to say, is exactly right. It is irresponsible to allow people like Jim DeMint, the Tan Man, and the Tea Party to undo everything this president and the Democratic majority have been able to do and been able to achieve over the last 20 months. All they want to do is tear it down. I fully believe the Republicans are trying to run out the clock until 2012. In the meantime, they will shut down absolutely everything that will turn the economy around and make President Obama look good at any level. Now, over in the House, Republicans will invent any reason they can to impeach the second Democratic president in a row. House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn agrees. He told an African-American website, quote, "The White House will be full-time responding to subpoenas about where the president may or may not have been born." That will define the next 2 years of the president's administration, Clyburn said. Now, folks, it is 5 weeks from tonight, and I'm going to ask you to be a fair-minded American. Look at the facts. Don't take my word for it. You know where I stand. But we don't bend the facts on this program. I give it to you straight, and I give you commentary. Now, the Republicans, I believe, are on a doomsday mission to regain power. And they will stop at nothing to bring this president down and to stop the progressive agenda in this country. Democrats need to listen to President Obama on this one. Get it together and stop the Republicans in their tracks. Because if we go back to where we were, we will erase a lot of good for a lot of people. And on the notion that President Obama is saying that we have to buck up, and he said, uses the words inexcusable and irresponsible. You know, those are pretty tough words. Let's reverse this. If this were a conservative president, every right-wing talk show host in this country would be saying, yeah, we can't let those Democrats in. This is about power. We're not going to be able to accomplish anything if we are in the minority. We had to go reconciliation to do the health care bill. It is saving lives. This is a matter of life and death. Not to oversell it in any way, it's a fact. The health care bill, it's not some document that is just meaningless to American families. It's going to help out young people. It's going to help out people who don't have any insurance. This is just one of the things we've been able to do as a country. But where is DeMint? He's on a power grab now. He's thirsty for power because they've had a couple of victories with some psycho candidates that are out there. And I think that we as Americans have to take a real hard look at ourselves in the mirror and ask us, where do we want to go? Is it really about the money? I have paid close attention to Education Week on this network for the last few days, and I'll bring you a story later on tonight about a gentleman who has dedicated himself to this country when it comes to educating young people and creating opportunities. Isn't that what America is about? Those two words, creating opportunities. Now, if we are going to streamline the money, if we're going to have the concentration of wealth in this country, opportunity is going to get choked off for a lot of Americans. Is that fair? Are we going to divide people up depending on how much money they make? It is appalling what the Supreme Court has ruled. It's taken the voice of the little guy out of the political equation in this country. But what do the conservatives call it? Well, they call it free speech. Yeah, if you can buy it. We got a lot of problems in this country, but for Jim DeMint on this day to shut down business on behalf of the people because they want power so bad should be a wake-up call to every American, and the president hit the nail right on the head. We do need to buck up. They're playing for keeps. We lefties, we have to play for keeps. Tell me what you think on our telephone survey tonight, folks. The number to dial is 1-877-ED-MSNBC. My question tonight is, do you agree with President Obama that the Democrats need to buck up? Press the number 1 for yes. Press the number 2 for no. I'll bring you the results later on in the show. Joining me now is Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown. Senator, good to have you with us tonight.
Thanks, Ed.
Give us an update. What did Senator DeMint do today to stop government in its tracks? Where is this at this hour at the close of business?
Well, he's, I mean, you hit it right on the head. They will do whatever it takes. I mean, DeMint is, I don't know if this is any different from what he's been doing all along, but every chance they've got for a year and a half while we've tried to govern everything from health care reform to Wall Street reform to the children's health insurance program, which meant millions of children now have health care that didn't, to equal pay for women, Lilly Ledbetter, to credit card reform so that people that had credit cards had some consumer protections, to the Finance Consumer Protection Agency, all these things. While we were governing, Republicans, led by DeMint in most cases, were trying to stop it.
This takes it to a new level. Senator,
this is a new level.
This takes it to a new level, does it not?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. I think he's going to try to stop us from doing anything. I mean, we're about to pass the continuing resolution and go back and campaign in our states, those that are up for election, and in the House, everybody up for re-election. But DeMint and others have played that game all along. They don't want President Obama to succeed, and the whole point here is that Democrats, the Republicans play for keeps, frankly, more than our side, it seems.
Is the Tea Party running the Senate? Is the Tea Party running the Senate?
It's not running the Senate, but it's able to block. It's able to stop all kinds of things in the Senate. In some sense, that I wouldn't go quite that far. But today is the first day of voting in Ohio, for instance. Yeah. Many states have early voting. Happens to start particularly early in Ohio. Today up through Election Day, and it's really important that progressives and Democrats and people that think we're moving the country forward, and I really think that's a majority of people because they know what got us into this, and they know that McConnell and DeMint and Coburn are doing nothing to get us out of it because they want Obama and the Democrats to fail. That's why it's imperative that we go to vote, that we talk to our friends, that we play a role in getting people out to vote. We win this election if we get people out to vote. If we stay home, we don't. It's really pretty simple, as you said.
Senator, good to have you with us tonight. Appreciate your time on the Ed Show. My next guest shows that Democrats are bucking up. Joining me now is Mary Kay Henry, International President for the Service Employees International Union. Mary Kay, good to have you with us tonight.
Glad to be here, Ed. Thanks.
You bet. I want you to respond to the president saying that if people now want to take their ball and go home, that tells me folks weren't serious in the first place when it comes to change. What's your response to that? Because the unions have got a lot of boots on the ground. Your members hear that you got to buck up. How are they going to respond to that?
I think our members are saying that working people are facing the biggest crisis in our generation, and that we want to stand up and speak out, and we want to vote in numbers like never before, November 2nd, because we need to get back to work. We need to fix our broken immigration system, and we need corporations to share in the responsibility of getting this economy going again.
You're not offended by any way these tough talk by the president and the vice president, for that matter?
I don't take offense to it, because my real offense, Ed, is with corporate America. We have members that have been laid off in L.A. earning $13.50 an hour, employed by J.P. Morgan Chase, who you and I bailed out 18 months ago and are now making record profits. And J.P. Morgan's made a decision to lay off 16 janitors in the height of their biggest profitability, that's what I take offense to.
What does the march on October 2nd, this Saturday, mean to working people in America? The One Nation, I'll be a part of it, you'll be a part of it.
Yes.
What does it mean? Is this a rallying point? Is October 2nd all about November 2nd?
Yes. October 2nd is about November 2nd, and it's about what we do after November 2nd to hold elected officials and corporate America accountable to getting us back to work.
What do you say to the broadcaster across the street, Glenn Beck, who has repeatedly vilified your organization, the Service Employees International Union, labeled you as communist, labeled you as a threat to America? What about that?
I say that that attack is completely ridiculous and that he ought to help get America back to work and stop blaming and attacking and thinking about how do we pull together as a country and come together to fix our problems.
Boots on the ground from organized labor. You didn't get the health care bill you wanted. You didn't get the Employee Free Choice Act. Yet you say wage earners across the country are motivated to do their part, and you don't take offense at all to the inexcusable and irresponsible words that have come out from President Obama characterizing Democrats who don't engage. You're a team player.
Yeah, people are facing a deep economic crisis, Ed, and I don't think the blame game is the solution that people are looking for. I think people want us to act in making this economy work again for everybody, and that's what I feel like is my responsibility, not to participate in a blame game.
Mary Kay Henry, good to have you with us tonight. We'll see you Saturday in Washington, D.C. It's going to be a great crowd and a great event.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I look
your
forward
time.
to it.
You
Thanks.
bet. For more information on the One Nation March, you can go to my website, wegoted.com. It has a mission statement, and I'm inviting all of you to read the mission statement. And don't come to the march if you don't agree with the mission statement. It's about jobs. It's about education. It's about freedom. It's about all of what America is. One Nation March for Jobs, October 2nd. My website, wegoted.com.